first round, we're going to do a push-up into 3-point plank. So we're going to have our hand on a kettlebell. You can have it on a dumbbell, whatever is really comfortable for you. You can even have it on the ground if you need to. We're going to just do a regular push-up here, and I'm going to go up and hold plank. Push-up, up, hold plank. Up, push-up, hold plank. If that's too much, we can always elevate ourselves, so we can get ourselves on a box, we can get ourselves on a bar, on a bench, that's fine. Do the push-up and then hold. What we want to avoid is tilting. So when we push up, we don't want to open up. We don't want our hips to turn like this. We want to make sure that we're staying in that plank position and that we are active with this down hand. So the hand that's on the ground or the bell or whatever, we're driving away, pushing from that shoulder blade, pushing from down here. After that, we're going to go to a horizontal row. Here, we're going to get long. Now you can do this also, set up a barbell if you don't have a TRX. Okay, so we're going to set it up to where you can be here, your butt clearing the ground. It's a lot of butt work on the hamstrings. Row, all the way back out. Row, all the way back out. Row, all the way back out. If that's too much, you can bend the knees, and that'll take some of your weight off. Row, all the way back out. Feel the shoulder blades come together, let it back out. On number 8, rep number 8, we're gonna hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. After that, you come to your cable. You could also do this with a band. Your inside foot is gonna be up. So my inside leg is up. You want to turn away from the cable so that I can get a good reach here. I'm going to try to get my shoulder blade around, nose, knees, toe, shoulder blade around, row. I'm going to reach around and row. I want to make sure that my legs stay still, so I don't want to do a big move like that. Knee stays over the toe, reach, let the shoulder blade go, feel a stretch in the back of this hip, and row back. Okay, I can get that arm slightly away from the body and get a little bit more rear delt. None of this is wrong, none of this is right, it's all just different. Okay, make sure that that shoulder blade moves along with you. It's designed to all work together, so don't try to isolate and just make that shoulder blade move with you. You'll get plenty of rear delt work, even if the shoulder blade is doing its job too. So we're gonna do 10 to 12 each side there. So we're gonna have 6 to 8 each side on the push-up. We're going to do 8 reps here on the row with an 8-second hold on rep number 8. And then we're doing 10 to 12 on each side. The inside knee is up. We'll complete 4 rounds. After you complete a whole round, give yourself a rest. Take it to get a couple minutes, get a drink, hang. So for our next round, we are going to start focusing on what is coming next week, and that is our hinge. So we'll go back to deadlifts and hinges next week. So we're going to give it a little introduction this week. We're going to start with working the eccentric pattern. So I like to kind of cue things up by working the eccentrics. It kind of helps our brain understand a little better. We're going to get our weight balanced front to back. We'll bias those toes just a little bit. Be active with the toe and the knuckle of the toe, pushing it down. Okay? Get that core engaged. Big breath out, pushing it out. Our whole pelvis is going to tip. We're going to get a big stretch back here. We're going to keep that weight back, and we're going to come back up. Okay? Now, on this particular move, we're going to leave the kettlebell down. We're going to go into our eccentric hinge, get all that tension, drop the kettlebell, and jump up onto the box. We're going to keep all that tension. We let go of the bell. We're going to jump up onto the box. So we're here. We're going to work that hinge, push down from the toes. I get my big stretch, keep the tension, drop the bell, jump. And I'm going to step back down carefully, take my time. Get that kettlebell set. Find my toes. Work that big eccentric. I am really trying to feel this out. Be intentional with it. Keep that weight balance. Get that big stretch. Pause at the end. Let go. Keep the tension. Jump up onto that box. Keep that core tight. Don't arch that back. Jump from the hips. Be very intentional about this. We're going to do 5 to 6 reps. Then we're going to turn around. We're going to be on our bottom of our shoulder blades are on the top of the bench. We're going to get in a B stance. So I'm going to set my feet, then I'm going to take one of my toes and I'm going to move it back. You can move the toe here. You can be on the heel, whatever you prefer. They work a little bit different. Try them both out. Okay? We're going to drop in, drive up, drop drive up. Notice as I drop, my chest faces forward. It's all movement happens here. My core's engaged, keeping that relationship, that spinal integrity. Extending the hip, drop back down. Extend the hip, drop back down. As you're lifting up, pull the heel back towards your butt, and that'll get a lot more glute engagement. Your hand is going to jump into. So you'll do 8 to 10, and then you'll switch the foot situation. 8 to 10 there. Okay? 8 to 10 each side. Then we'll complete. You're going to rest for about 2 minutes after that. Okay? If you need a third minute, that's great. And then we're going to go right back to it again. On these eccentrics, we're really focused on getting that big stretch as the glutes separate. Okay? Big stretch here, and the hamstrings get long. Keep that tension and explode from here. Okay? Keep that core engaged to keep that upper body going up in the right direction. So we'll do 5 to 6 reps there, and then we'll come through and we'll do our hip thrusters and then take a break. We got 4 rounds. All right, to finish this out, we're gonna be on a seat. We're gonna have our leg out long. We're gonna be actually sitting up on this outside butt cheek. We're gonna pull up with this leg, come back down. Try to pull up from the long leg, up here, and catch. Pull up and catch. So we're really thinking about trying to drive this leg down and come back up and catch. You can see my balance is way off, so there's a lot of core here fighting you this way and that. All right, so kettlebell up here does not need to be heavy. We're gonna get 8 on each side, okay? From there, and we're also really focus on the balance coming up here. From there, we're gonna go to a pike push-up. So I've got my hands on little risers here. You can put them on dumbbells, is fine. If you wanna get a bench, you can do that as well. These little risers are in a lot of places though. So, we're gonna get into a pike position, butt way up in the air, and I'm gonna dive down and press back up. Dive down, press back up. Dive down, press back up. So I'm thinking my head dives to the ground and my butt goes back to the ceiling. If that's too much, you can just work your way up on an incline. For instance, finding the wall, okay? Getting that same angle, dive towards the wall, press back out. Dive towards the wall, press back out. So the higher up you come, the easier it'll be. Last thing we have is a reach row, this hinge. So we're gonna get our feet very close together. That's important. That your feet are close together here. We're gonna squat down. And we're gonna reach out in front of us. Get over here, sorry. We're gonna squat down and let those kettlebells touch the ground. We're gonna reach. And we reach out and we set them down. So really have them way out in front of me. I'm trying to make my back as tall as possible, especially between my shoulder blades. So up here, don't round down here. Sit up tall, row, reach, and rest. Row, and reach. You're gonna feel a lot of pressure going back and forth. Your job is to figure that out with your feet, your core, and all your abdominal muscles. Working on not falling forward and back and trying to deal with all that pressure that moves backward and forward. Take your time, use that pause. Remember that kettlebell is gonna touch every time. We're gonna do 8 to 10 reps there. So we'll finish out with 4 rounds, 8 reps here. Remember, pull from that long outside leg. It's gonna be hard, really gonna focus on it, but drive that leg down into the ground. Our pike push-up, we'll do 8 to 10 there, and then our hinge with a row, getting those feet close together, row, and then reach out as far as you can. Let them rest every single rep. Have fun, we'll do 4 rounds, and then you're done. Leave a comment, question, appreciate you all. Let us know how we can help you. Have a good workout.